In this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily improve the readability of what you write using the Hemingway editor. We're going to use both the free and the pro version. Now, whether you're writing something from scratch yourself or you're leveraging AI, it doesn't matter. However, we all know that a lot of people out there do use AI to craft content, rightly or wrongly. And AI often produces overly wordy, fluffy, repetitive stuff. So we're going to use some AI generated content just to demonstrate how Hemingway can work. So I've gone over here and ChatGPT has written me 500 words on why Japan is a great place to visit. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back into the free version and I'm just going to paste the text in here. And if we come to the top, we can see a lot of sentences are highlighted. The sentences that are highlighted in red are classed as very hard to read, yellow hard to read. Things in blue are adverbs or the passive voice, and then we have words highlighted in purple which could be said in an easier way. Making sure that your content is readable is really, really important, unless of course it's a technical paper. But for most people, when they're using Hemingway, they're using it for their blogs, their websites, their niche sites, and having a readability score. I mean, Hemingway says aim for 9. I personally think you should aim for a grade 8 or lower when it comes to how readable your content is. So there are several things we can do using the free version of Hemingway, which is what you can see here. So if I click on numerous, it says I could use a simpler alternative. So I can click and change this to many. Unfortunately, that then turns this sentence into purple. So what I'm going to have to do is try to think of a way to reword this myself. Now, when you've got a long piece of content like this, it could take a long time. So you'd have to go through this manually and rewrite certain sentences and then hopefully then gradually get the readability level to maybe 9 or 8. I would definitely advocate getting rid of all of these red sentences and some passive voice as well. However, what we can also do is we can copy this exact same piece of text and we can head on over to the pro version. Now, the pro version is not free, but I'll leave a link below if you want to check it out. It's very, very reasonable. And if we go over here, it looks the same, but you can see here, it's got some credit. So I've got 5,000 credits on the plus plan. And if I paste that same bit of content in there, it's exactly the same. I'm just going to get rid of that and make that a paragraph. So let's say that I want to change this first sentence. All I've got to do is click somewhere in the first sentence, click on fix it for me, and it's going to rewrite it. And then what I can do is I can use this suggestion, which is readability grade 6, or I can get another suggestion and see if it gives me something else, grade 9. So now we've got rid of that. And I can go through and just pick random sentences and have it rewritten automatically. And obviously I'd want to make sure that it reads well, but from my personal experience, 9 times out of 10, it does a perfect job. So here, this is the passive voice. So if I was to click on this and say, fix it for me, then it's going to remove the passive voice there. So we can go through and we can spend 5 minutes just basically rewriting this. It's paraphrasing it, so it's not changing the meaning, but it is using easier to understand sentences. So I'm going to pause the video and go through and see how low we can get this. Okay, so it took me a couple of minutes and we've now got this down to a grade 8 readability level. We've got rid of all of the very hard sentences. We've kept a few yellow ones. We've kept a few blue ones. We've got rid of the simpler alternatives that were highlighted in purple. And we've got these spelling or grammar issues here. Now, I use British English. A lot of these are related to American English, so you've got to be careful there. I do have a bunch of words that are Japanese, so they're obviously going to be flagged sometimes. But this is a very simple, super quick way to improve the readability of your content. Now, of course, you should be the subject matter expert when you are crafting any content, whether you're writing it yourself or you're leveraging on artificial intelligence. So assuming that you are the subject matter expert, you've not got to worry about the content being factually incorrect, because as you read through this, you'll double check everything yourself and you can make a judgment call as to whether AI has written something, or rewritten something, I should say, that now suddenly isn't correct. So obviously use a little bit of common sense. Don't just take every suggestion as is, but it's super simple to do. Now, if I wanted to, I could take this piece of content and I could put it on a website. I could turn it into an article. Now, something like this is probably not going to help when it comes for SEO, but I can take this content, I can use this to create multiple images and start publishing pins on Pinterest, sharing images on my Facebook page, driving traffic to my content that way, as opposed to worrying about SEO. Now, you may or may not know, but AI has no relation to whether your content is going to be ranked or not. But what really is important is the content reads well. It reads well from a flow standpoint, but also the readability as well. It's got to be grammatically accurate. So if you wanted to use something like Grammarly as well, you could. And it has to be factually correct and just be interesting to the reader. And if you can check all of those boxes, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't leverage the power of AI just to save yourself time and speed things up. So that is the Hemingway Editor. The Plus plan is so much better than the free one, but of course you do have to pay for it. But again, I'll leave a link below. You can check it out, and if you like it, then you can go ahead and grab a subscription. Any questions, let me know. That's the Hemingway Editor, and I'll see you soon later. Take care.